me, and I'm really excited to be back again after a little break. I've had a wonderful time taking some space and just a break really from technology. I had 2 weeks sort of in nature, disconnected. It was really just amazing, refreshing for my body, my mind, my soul, and really can't recommend it enough to everyone, especially if, like me, you're normally in a urban environment. Just getting out into nature and letting it completely absorb you has is just a wonderful break. So we're doing this episode. I'm back in Bangkok, Thailand, where it's not so naturally pleasant. We have a lot more pollution and smog, um, and less wild animals than I was just facing in Africa. And I I wanted to really come back today, and the thing I wanted to come back with was really a story that just I had a whole plan of coming back and what I want to talk about with the mushroom and really start teaching a bit more. But I had a really good response after the last episode we did, which was where I shared the story about my mother's own personal case and how we discovered in the very beginning. How did we come to discover through our journey of looking for healing remedies? How did we discover Thundershroomz to begin with? And I had such quite a lot of not outpouring, but really outreaching of people saying, the story really connected with them, and they felt emboldened and emboldened to try something. So I thought today I would really want to share another story which just hit me a few days ago, and it's miraculous news. And I want to talk about a few things today with it because it has direct implications with the mushroom, with Thundershroomz, as well as everything else that we talk about in the whole Doc of Detox network. As if you're on Docstar TV, you're a bit of a crusader for your health. You want to take action, you want to protect yourself, you want to live your best, unleashed, optimal health that you can, and to live your maximum, your maximum potential in life really requires your maximum immune health, and that's where Thundershroomz is your best friend, because we know Thundershroomz is nature's most powerful immunomodulating mushroom. It's the mushroom that in nature, out of everything, including like green tea, vitamin C, vitamin B, D, E, everything you see in the supplement section, the newest, hottest supplements, when we talk about specifically immunomodulation, improving, modulating, balancing the immune system, strengthening the immune system, nature has one king of kings, and that is Thundershroomz. This lump of golden wood, looks like it, which grows on the side of the willow tree and really a lot of subtropical trees, but the most medicinally powerful ones come on the bark of the willow and birch tree. And when it was first recorded in history, it was known as the miracle mushroom. It was known as the yellow lump that grows on the side of the tree that can bring a dying man back to life. Now, of course, that's folk and it's exaggerated, and we don't know exactly what quality was the mushroom that was used when the first person observed that, but we know that this mushroom can deliver miracles. We know that humans are capable of things that we think are miracles, but I would say the impact they have on us is a miracle, but how they work is actually quite understandable. And the case I want to share with you today is about a very close friend of mine whom I've known for many years. And I will just share with you that he lives a very common, desirable lifestyle. I think for many, many young people under the age of 40, with young, or even before they had a family, really the life of a young socialite. Very popular, very loved guy, friends all around the world, very close, dear friends, not just surface. He's one of those kind of guys who really puts his friends first and puts his health second. And when he came to learn about the mushroom a few years back, he was, on the surface, he looked kind of keeping it together. But when we did some tests, and we have at the mushroom clinic in Bangkok, we have some very non-invasive non-invasive remedies, which are diagnostics, which are basically scanning without going beneath the surface of the skin or without penetrating the blood vessels or anything like that. And we ran a bunch of tests, and we found out that his organ function, his overall immune function, his cellular function for his age in his mid-30s, it didn't really match with his overall outward appearance, his overall zest for life, his energy, his passion for life. It didn't match with the state that his organs were in internally. And it turns out at the time, his organs were quite severely damaged, quite severely. He was a DJ for a long time, as well as a very proactive businessman in the daytime. So he's one of those classic guys burning the candle at both ends. I'll sleep later. I'll sleep later in my life. 2 hours of sleep is all I need. And when he came to us at that sort of the peak of his activities, he was really in a bad way. And we got him started on a very high dose of the mushroom, because at that time, at that moment when he came to see us, was actually quite critical. Now, it's not critical in the same way that, like, on a piece of paper, a doctor says you have stage 3 cancer. Some people might think that's more critical or less critical, but really every moment in health, every moment where you are, is a moment where you can do something to improve your situation. So any moment where you find out you need to make an improvement is a critical moment. And when he came to see us, he was at a very critical moment where he was quite close to maybe a stroke or a heart attack. Because when the blood flow to the heart or the brain is compromised through autoimmune diseases known as atherosclerosis, which is the hardening of the blood vessels, it makes the roads full of traffic jam. And so the blood vessels, which are your highways, they can't deliver the healthy, fresh blood cells to the different parts of the body that needs it. And if the blood vessels or the roads around your head get jammed up, the blood vessels get stuck in the neck, very high risk of a stroke. Same thing around the heart for a heart attack. If the roads around your heart, the aorta, and all the valves get clogged up, very easy, it's a higher risk of heart attack or heart issues, tachycardia, all these heart conditions. So blood flow is so important, and we could see from his studies, back to my friend again, that his blood flow was critical, and continuing on this path would be potentially very catastrophic for him. So we intervened, and we had him started on quite a high dose of mushrooms, and over time he lowered his dose as his health improved quite rapidly. And within about 6 months, he came back for 4 months. He came back for another test, and his organ health was showing vastly improved. We're no longer considered in the critical state, but in a, let's say, damaged state, which means if you go from critical to only damaged, it means you're improving. And this was 4 years ago now. And about 3 years ago, he got married just before COVID. And he and his wife were trying to get pregnant for the past 3 years. And so I was, they were unsuccessful basically for quite a while. And I think this resonates with many people listening who've had the same challenges, who had the same struggles conceiving a child naturally. It takes a lot of planning, a lot of effort, and a lot of disappointment when it doesn't happen. So he came back for more checks, and more recently, his wife came as well. And they were on the Thundershroomz pretty basic dose. Now we're talking about as we have available around the world, we have the Critical Care and the Vital Life. So they were on that dose, which you'll find in the Doctor Detox store, those two products, the same products, and on a very normal basic dose. But the key difference was this time around, starting in January, they both underwent a very high commitment effort at detoxing and cleaning out all their internal junk. And they did fasting. They did perfect day water fasting. They did intermittent fasting. They did nutritional analysis. They did removals of lots of common toxins, of lots of common food allergens. They did elimination diets. They removed all possible things. And so for 3-4 months, they were undergoing this intense detox because they had signed up after 3 years of conceiving without any success naturally. They had decided in January they were going to go for assisted fertilization. And as part of the assisted fertilization, they were advised that it will be a lot more likely to succeed if there was a big sort of reset done before the fertilization starts. After 3 months of basically following the most important parts of the perfect day lifestyle, we're talking about removing toxic input, adjusting the supplements, the things that can help remove old toxins from out the body, coffee enemas, um, anything to remove stuck stuff inside the GI tract, inside the colon. All of these remedies, all these therapies we know to really clean the body from the inside out. They committed to them 100%. No distractions, no compromise, no wedding banquets, no big nights out, no. They were committed because this is the future of their family. And lo and behold, what happens just a few weeks ago as I come back to cell phone reception after my trip, see the message, see the call. Guess what? You wouldn't believe it. We were scheduled to go for our first fertilization, but we got there and they said, no need, you're pregnant. And so it was great news. Obviously, for those of you who've gone through fertilization, you know how much of a commitment, how painstaking it can be. And so to find out this great news, this miracle that they conceived naturally on the day that they're supposed to start the fertilization, well, they truly believe it was a miracle. Now, I said earlier in the show that we talk about a medical miracle. And this is truly is a miracle for the impact that it's delivering to their lives. They're going to have a family. I will be able to meet their child one day and have a life with them, and it's truly a blessing to look forward to. And the miracle is the life. But what is more understandable or more explainable is how do we go from a case where doctors said, oh, no hope, no hope, no way you can conceive naturally. We've had run all the tests. Either you're shooting blanks or you're barren, or somewhere in between. It's not going to happen without the help of fertilization, without the help of other often invasive techniques. So how do we go from a state where the body is no hope of anything happening naturally to it happen naturally? And at the age that they both are, it is really a blessing because they're both nearer to 40 than 30. And so for this to happen naturally at this stage is really a blessing for them. But how did the body undergo such a rapid change from no hope to natural fertilization? And the answer really is that our bodies are not as bad as we think they are without us making them that way. So we have a lot of healing potential that we don't realize is within us. And whether I've seen it with cancer patients who come out not only from their cancer, but they also look younger. And then they find out, wow, the same thing that reverses my immune system, which allows the immune system to be strong in its natural anti-cancer defenses. The same thing that reverses that also reverses my aging. Now not only am I cancer-free, but I look 5 years younger. So our bodies are not ready to throw in the towel quite as soon as we socially might be ready to accept it. And it bugs me a lot when I see older men, of course, because I'm a man, so it really touches me when I see men maybe in their 50s who walk around. This is a horrible thing to say because again now I'm adding to the stereotype, but I would say they walk around and they move in a way that is almost like mimicking something that they think is supposed to be happening to them in the future, and basically walking like the really really many years beyond their age. And I don't know, of course, when we see people, we can never know we never know what everyone's case is, right? But we can see enough to observe that socially, as a modern culture, we are very quick to accept that I'm sick, I'm dying, I'm old, I'm over the hill, there's nothing left, my hairs are turning gray, and that's, we celebrate, we joke about aging, and the comedians in the Western world who this is their their whole repertoire is about the challenges of aging. But I contend that at the cellular level, the body's level, they're not interested. The body wants to survive. The body wants to thrive. The cells want to survive. And we don't need to force a layer of acceptance of aging or of malfunction or of dysfunction, premature damage and premature wear and tear. We don't have to accept that as the norm, no matter what age we are. We can understand that our body is capable of things we consider miracles, but our body might say, hang on, that's not a miracle. I was ready to get naturally pregnant. It's just that somewhere along the way you blocked my ability to do so. And we see this with many types of lifestyle ailments and issues, from fertility to menopause, to early menopause, early andropause in males in their 50s with the man boobs and the lack of testosterone. All these things are not necessarily the natural progression of life, of aging, but are hastened, are facilitated by decisions that we make, or inputs we have, toxic inputs, and lack of helpful cleansers or helpful outputs. So I guess the thing I really want to sum up by saying is that we might consider it a miracle. And in my personal case that I shared with you about my friend and the pregnancy, for me, it's a miracle. I'm so blessed that people I truly care about and love, I'm going to have a family, and I will get to meet them and spend time with them and have life with them. But at the health level, at the body level, we know it can be done. And the same way that surely people will have told you or someone you know, something can't be done, something's impossible, your body can't do it. We don't know. We don't really know. You don't know. I don't know what the body really can do. All I know is that it can surely do more than what we commonly think it can. So that's where we always invite you. And I invite you, as I hope you invite me when you see me, to really always push each other to find what's our real healing potential. What can we really do? What are we capable of? Our body is capable of so much. Our body's programmed and armed with so many tools and mechanisms to sustain life, to regenerate, to fight threats and thrive. And the body wants to do that. So we don't really know what's the limit. We just know that there's maybe always something we can do that we didn't already try. And so that's why I always say the same thing every show, which is that no matter what point of health you're in now, if you're watching the show, then your life is still ongoing, and health is always a movement between one state of health and one state of less health. So as long as you're here and you're alive, you're somewhere on that spectrum. So you can move yourself on that spectrum as you wish, depending on your effort, depending on how much you want to commit and how much you can commit. And when we talk about lifestyle issues, from metabolic health to autoimmune conditions, which are linked with everything from diabetes, baldness, menopause, infertility, hormonal cancers, breast and prostate, organ damage, cirrhosis, fibrosis, skin issues. Of course, skin is our biggest organ in the body. So when we have an immunological problem, it's going to show up in the skin. All of these lifestyle issues, we're talking about taking action. For immune health, there's only the king, which is Thundershroomz, and available to you in Vital Life and Critical Care at the Doc of Detox store. And when you combine the consumption or the addition of regular Thundershroomz to boost your body's immune performance, your body's immune power, you combine that with conscious living of the perfect day lifestyle, removal of toxins, and additional therapies, clapping, wolf non-surgical, anything that improves the detox of the outflow of the bad and the retention of the good. When we combine Thundershroomz with that, the benefit can be miraculous. The benefit can be childbirth. The benefit can be things which people said is impossible. So nothing is impossible, because as long as you're alive, your immune potential, your healing potential is still unlimited. We just don't know right now, today, how far it can go, but tomorrow is another day, and the day after that is another. So I invite you to always ask yourself, is now the right time to do something more? And what else can I do? And if you haven't already, then Thundershroomz is a great place to start for all ages, because immune health leads to good health. And good health cannot be had at any age, in any condition, without a good, healthy, functional, strong, and balanced immune system. So that's why we are so confident that the Thundershroomz has such a wide range of people who benefit, is because by first fixing the immune system, there's a cascade, a chain reaction of following health benefits that are now possible, of things that are now possible to be done in the right way, because the immune system has been improved. GI function can be improved because the immune system is improved. Appearance can be improved because the immune system is improved. Sleep regulation, mood regulation, appetite regulation, all of these things will be improved as they are secondary systems which come after the primary system of the immune system is working optimally. So I invite you always to think about what else you can be doing for your own immune health, which will translate into improved overall health and improved quality of life. And remember about natural things that are miracles to us are really quite possible in nature. And they might appear to be miracles because we're told they're impossible, but really our body is capable of doing it. So never doubt what your body is capable of doing. Never doubt what you can achieve when you give it the right tools, the right sustenance, and take away the things that's harming it. So I invite you all to take action in your own lives to improve your immune health and to improve your quality of life, to live your best life, and to realize your maximum healing potential. So I look forward to seeing you again next time on Beyond Thundershroomz, Beyond Healing, where we're going to explore something else that's exciting about Thundershroomz. And I wish you the best health, and really never stop asking yourself, what else could I be doing for my health to get a better quality of life? So until next time, wish you well and look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Bye for now.